Once you've selected your layout template and you've selected what mods you're going to use, now you're ready to start placing photos. So this video is going to show you how to place photos. Now, in order to do this, you're going to open Pages, and you're going to be working on your master pages. Remember, if you have a single page, make sure if it's a left-hand page, you're working on a left-hand page. If it's a right-hand page, you're working on a right-hand page. If you need help figuring that out, I can help you figure that out. So we're going to select our master pages here, and that's what we're going to work on. So I have those selected up here in Pages, and you notice if I click on this, it's all grouped together, so we don't have to worry about moving things around. And this is really simple. The easiest way to do this is to have your layout window open here, and then go and open up our blue deadline folder on the server. Go to your, I think we're doing varsity volleyball, so open that, and open your folder with the photos you selected in it. And this works out really simply. I've got a big square photo here, so I probably wouldn't use this one. We could make this work as a square photo, but it's not ideal. So I'm going to find, for the biggest photo on the page, I want a really impactful photo. I want something that makes me stop and look. And things like this. This photo is really good. The action's a little small, but we can just use the part that we want. And I'm going to show you how to do that. When you know where you want to put a photo, simply drag that photo and drop it on the gray area where you want it. Now you notice we still got some gray here because this photo doesn't fit a square. Again, if you click here once in the middle where the hand pops up, you'll notice we get this outline here. I'm going to go to the corner, and this is key. Anytime I resize anything, I press and hold down the shift key first. So I'm holding that down right now. That's to make sure the picture does not go out of proportion. If I don't use the shift key, we end up with something like that where they're all squished, or something like that where they're all skinny. That's horrible. So we're going to make sure we hold down the shift key while we're resizing. And I'm going to resize this, and I'm going to move it around a little bit till I don't want the ball hiding under there. I think that looks pretty good as a dominant photo. So I'm going to leave that there. We've got the action here. I could even move it over a little bit so we can maybe get a little more rule of thirds on that, but I'm going to put it right there. I could even make it a little bigger, maybe like this. You get to watch my creative process. Now, this photo looks a little blurry right now. It won't look blurry when we print it out. That's just how InDesign has to do it in order for it to work. Now remember, you maybe have a mod somewhere in your pages that's the Husky family letter. We're going to leave this one blank till we have that letter scanned in, and we'll drop that in the same way that we're doing this. But right now, all I'm going to do is go through these photos, find which ones I want to put where. Like I'm going to drag this one over into this square, and I'm going to resize them to fit, holding down shift. That looks pretty good there. Boom. I'm going to go ahead and do that with the rest, and then you can see what it looks like. Okay, I'm going to show you how to deal with one problem you might run into, which is that sometimes these squares are flipped around so that when you place the image, you'll notice my image here, she's facing that way, the 3's going the right direction. When I place it in here and I start resizing it, I'll notice that the 3's backwards, the number's backwards. When you have this selected like that, if you just go to Object, Transform, Flip Horizontal, it'll move it over here, but if you grab it and drag it back over, you'll see now it's in the right place. And I can hold down Shift, resize this for how I want to do it. I think I like it like that because I want the faces to be visible there. I'm going to bump it over just a little bit more, and I like the way that one looks. So that should solve that problem. I'm also going to show you, if you're working with a Polaroid mod like this, you have to be really careful that you drop it on the gray part in the middle. Oops, the gray part on the middle and not on the frame. See, what happens is you could potentially drop it on the frame and then you end up like that, and that's a problem. So I'm going to undo that. I'm going to undo that real quick and drop it in the gray area, and that should work better. So I'm going to show you. I'm going to resize it. Let's see. And I want to make it a little larger so you can really kind of see her. And there we go. So now if you look here, we have all the photos placed on the page. The only one we've left blank is this one, because we're going to need to get somebody from volleyball to write that note, and we'll drop that in there. We'll need to pay attention when we do that, and I'll have a video about this to make sure that our width and the size of that note fits in here well. But that's how you place your photos on the page.